When it comes to what we call the Great Awakening, there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. There's a lot of things just going on in general. And do you ever wonder what certain people think about what is really going on? Maybe other YouTubers, maybe people that maybe haven't shared their perspective many times before. In this video, I'm gonna share with you 2 or 3 influencers' perspectives on that of the Great Awakening, what they really think is going on behind the scenes and at a larger energetic level. And yeah, let's go and get into it. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be showing you certain people's perspectives on the Great Awakening, which is a raise in vibrational consciousness, more and more people becoming aware of things that have been priorly hidden to them in the world. I've made a whole series on this. I'll go and link that playlist below. However, I have some friends with me right now. I'm going to be filming this over the next couple days because I have that of Leeor Alexandra, Drew Canole, and Victor Oddo. We're going to get their perspective on the Great Awakening, what they think is really going on right now behind the scenes, and with everything going on, why it is happening energetically. So first off, okay, she looks very excited. This is Leeor Alexandra. Say hi.
I got out of breath.
Yeah, she was jumping around the whole time that we were doing that, I was doing that intro.
I got excited.
Yeah, you did. Okay. Focus.
Hello.
Okay. Leeor Alexandra has a YouTube channel. Many of you know her. She's also my ex-girlfriend. And best friend. Okay. More importantly, best friend. Okay. Now, what do you think is going on right now?
All right. This is what I think is personally happening. Take away all the dark government stuff. Take away all that stuff, okay?
Okay.
Because that's not what I talk about.
Okay.
We're at the end of a cycle. We're at the end of another human cycle. Okay, so ancient cultures and ancient wisdom around the world, I'm still out of breath.
Yeah, I know, I can tell.
Around the world have the same knowledge set in different words, right? So you know, like the 26,000 year cycle. Yeah. We're at the end of that cycle. Okay. So
what does that mean?
Basically, it's a human cycle, and within one 26,000 year cycle, we have many little cycles. So we have the time of creation, the time of conservation, and the time of renewal. We just finished the time of conservation. Okay. And the time of conservation is when we forget who we are. Okay. It's the dark ages. Yeah. It's when we have to add darkness into a world that was once only light, only creation, only magic, only miracles, bliss, and when the divine walked with us. Okay. And to balance that out, we entered this time of conservation where it's more about attaining knowledge rather than living through the heart. And a lot of bad things can happen during conservation, but it's not bad innately. It's just a time of balancing, right? And seeing polarity and seeing different aspects of ourselves and different aspects of this reality. So now we've entered, and I think that we started this cycle in 2012. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I studied a lot of that in 2012. Yeah. And then for years I just kind of put it in the background. Do you think that then during Atlantis times, 26,000 years ago, that's when we fell? Yes. Oh wow, interesting. But different things can happen, and it depends on what we choose. So if we choose only technological evolution rather than a balance of spiritual and technological, then you know, as a society we can fall also. Right. But if we make sure that spirituality is at the forefront of, you know, that's the growth. Yeah, the growth, and that's what we decide on an individual level and as communities every single day. Yeah. Right now, because we've entered the time of renewal. The time of renewal is the shortest cycle. So it happens the fastest. How long is the time of renewal? I think that some people say it's 500 years. Yeah, that's what I've heard too. And it's not really, we're not really sure if we're exiting or if we just entered the time of renewal. We can't really know because we don't actually know when the age of, when the last age started. Right, exactly. So because we don't have these actual years, we don't really know. It's literally my little head floating. Well, I'm trying to we don't really know the exact date. We can't know the exact date, so we can only kind of guesstimate. Yeah. And I don't know. I don't think that we're going to. I think that. Do you think we're gonna see the new age of humanity in our lifetimes? What does that mean? That means creation. So it's like the gods are back with us. God is back with us.
I think it's about us realizing that energy is inside of us. Like the Christ consciousness coming back to the planet isn't like some guy coming back like some people think. I think it's more of us realizing that energy within us. The Buddhic nature, the Christ consciousness.
Right, so it's when humans remember who they are.
Yes.
And
that's
I agree
with
the age
that.
of creation.
Yep.
And then that's the new human cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I think's happening.
I think so too.
And we have to just decide on an individual level and with our communities to just realize that this is a time of renewal.
Right.
And we're just shedding away the layers of conservation.
That's what and that's kind of when I talk about the whole Great Awakening thing. The main thing I talk about how is a shedding away of old systems that no longer work. And in a way, and I like how you say that too, because one thing I share with a lot of people, even people into the Great Awakening content, is that sometimes we believe in that when we look at this, we may look at the bad guys, the people that have kept things hidden and stuff like that, and then we may, in a way, think they have more power than they do. But what that does is it's also not with the awareness that maybe we set the game up that way so that we could then come into our full power. So it's like we have certain people playing certain roles, and some of these people may be playing very dark roles, doing very dark things, but we wanted to experience that polarity of knowledge. To have those experiences so that we could then come back into our hearts. Right. So some people are just playing out certain parts, certain patterns.
I really don't think that anybody is inherently evil. It's just people forget
who they really are.
They forget who they really are, and then they make bad decisions in 3D reality, but everything is forgiven.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, and that's why I like the way the Law of One talks about it, how we're moving back from third density into fourth density, which is a higher level of consciousness, which is kind of the third chakra, which is the solar plexus and the power, and then to the fourth chakra, which is connection and love and unity consciousness.
Living from the heart.
Yeah, living back exactly like you said. Well, thank you for that perspective.
Thanks for having me.
There's Leeor's channel below. You guys, many of you know who she is, but go follow her. You'll see her channel. And then now I'm going to go find Drew Canole. Now I found Drew.
Yes.
We
are here.
This is Drew Canole. Many of you guys know him. I'm going to link his channel below as well. However, now my question to Drew is, what is your perspective on what is happening right now with the Great Awakening, what's happening behind the scenes, all the stuff that I know we've been talking about a little bit behind the scenes as well. What do you think about it all?
I think, it's a really good time for all of us that are in the know. To pay attention to our own personal energy. Yeah. Our own personal awareness. So for me, what I've done is I've gone within more. I think I've meditated more in this past 2 months than I have in my whole entire life. Just making sure that I'm connected and that what I'm receiving intuitively and in my field in what we would call the third density or third reality, right? Yep. That it's actually real for me. Right. Because I think sometimes, and you've talked about Hermetic teaching before, but if we're running on this loop of fear, we're running on this loop of what we would call aversion, when we're averting something or we're too attached, it provides more emotional energy towards it.
So people
pulls it closer.
So people getting very fearful about everything that's happening in the world right now, that's actually adding energy to that reality.
It's adding energy to the reality, which you've talked about. So my stance on this is always being neutral. It's always being in the place of the silent warrior. It's taking action on what we know to be the truth. Right. On what we know to move humanity forward. Yeah. Not living in the archaic times or living in the root chakra. Right. Ascending upwards and connecting to people versus distancing. Yeah. And realizing that every choice we make is a decision towards the greater good. It's a vote. Right. So I'm preparing myself every single morning. I'm doing my morning ritual. I'm meditating even more. Yeah. I'm any fear that I have in my body, I'm doing trauma release exercises, TRE. Which is helpful if you're going through a Kundalini awakening or whatever it is.
Yeah, maybe a lot of people are going through that.
Up. TRE will help you move some of those energy blocks in your body. Yeah. And when we remember, guys, like our subconscious is the most powerful computer program we have. Right. And from the ages of 1 to 7, you're programmed, right? The Jesuits said, give a child to me between the ages of 1 and 7, and I'll show you who the man or the woman is. Right. So a lot of times, often people are watching the news before bed. Right. Which is shuttling it into a theta state, which is that deep seat memory learning. Yeah. And then you wonder why you're anxious, or you're wondering why you're having trouble breathing the next day. Yeah. So what we have to do is reprogram our mind. Yeah. We have to go back to the basics, We have to realize that this miracle between the 6 inches of your ears can actually create your reality. And become a man or a woman of knowledge, yes.
Right.
Watch Aaron's channel, be educated, but don't have the emotional attachment to it that is causing more fear. And don't try to win people over on the boat that you're rowing downstream, right? Like Esther Hicks talks about.
Right, yeah.
You're rowing this boat downstream, you see it, you see the illusion, you see the different aspects of the different conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
And that's yours, right? You don't have to convince anybody of your message. You don't have to beat the drum of, no, you need to be on my boat, or, you know, you're not in my life.
Right.
Everybody is, one of the things that I love is we are just walking each other home, number one, and we are all just Buddha or Jesus in disguise. Yeah. So when you see somebody in the store with their mask on or whatever it is, you can smile in the back of your mind and know that that's just God playing a game to entertain God's self for a little bit.
Yeah,
and
beautiful.
I think that will calm you down. It'll push you more into parasympathetic nervous system, which a lot of people are going into sympathetic with all the fear.
Right.
You know, you see these things and then you freak out, and then your immune system gets suppressed because 75% of your thoughts are inducing more cortisol in your bloodstream, which is that stress hormone.
Right.
Cortisol is actually the aging hormone as well, so you're aging faster.
Yeah.
You know, in 2 months you look like you aged 3 years because you're watching the news every day and you're freaking out about these conspiracy theories.
Right.
So the fastest way to change that, number one, should I give them some tips too?
Yeah,
I'm just kind of going on a tangent here.
Yeah, we just kind of spontaneously pulled this out. Yeah, you're doing great though. So
thank you.
Yeah, what would be the steps you'd say?
Yeah, so number one is you got to get inside the mindset, and hypnosis is a great way to do that.
Yeah.
Before bed, audio recording. I used to record my own voice back in the day, like 11 years ago, saying things that I wanted to shuttle into my theta, my long-term memory storage, subconscious mind at night.
Yeah, that's cool.
You can add emotional music to it. You can listen to Aaron's meditations. Those are actually fantastic for this.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
And then you're programming your mind before you go to bed.
Yeah.
Next up is repetition. So instead of I'm scared what's coming in the future, what's going to happen, I don't know, right? It's I know the truth will set me free, I am free, I am liberated, I'm a cosmic being, I'm a sentient being, I'm here to help humanity. And you put sticky notes on your bathroom mirror, on your shower.
Reminders.
So what we're doing is we're impressing upon your subconscious who you truly are, and we're affirming that, we're forming it, formation statements.
Yeah.
Right? And then number three I would say TRE, which is the trauma release exercises, to shuttle the chemicalization of thought that's coming from your body. So you're holding a lot of fear, you're holding a lot of anger, you're holding a lot of rage, you're holding a lot of ancient, and this could even be past life stuff, in your cells of your body. Yeah. So when we can start to release that, the energy will flow up, and that light will flow up, entering your pineal gland, boom, explosions. Yeah. You'll be free, you'll be liberated, you'll see all sides of all arguments. Right. And then you can come with peace and more equanimity. Amazing. So those are the three things I would say.
I love that. That was amazing, bro. Thank you for sharing all that. Yeah, I love how a lot of what you're saying too resonates with, I've been telling them a lot about like the law of one, how we're moving from a third density level of consciousness to the fourth density level of consciousness. And the third density level of consciousness is like the solar plexus. It's the power. We've been learning about power on the planet, and we're moving into that of the heart, which is connection, love, unity, consciousness. Yeah. But in order to move into the fourth, what they say in the books, the law of one, the raw materials, is that you must clear the bottom three chakras to then move into the fourth. So the fear and everything that you're sharing right now are really powerful exercises for clearing out those bottom three chakras to then move into the fourth, which is the fourth density, which is where life becomes more magical, life becomes more about vibration. That's the harvest that they talk about in the law of one. That's what we're going through right now. Yeah. You know, so.
Yeah, so a lot of that, the root, the sacral.
Yep.
And
relationships, survival, power dynamics, living your purpose. These are all things people are moving into. So awesome, bro.
I love it.
Thank you for sharing. If you guys didn't know, Drew's channel is right below. Check out Drew Canole.
Fit Life TV.
Fit Life TV is the name of it as well. Check him out. And then next one, we're going to go and talk to Victor. So. All right.
See you guys soon.
I finally found Victor Oddo. Victor Oddo is here. He's my best friend. He's also creates amazing YouTube videos. He is going to be sharing his actual perspective on the Great Awakening, what he thinks is happening right now energetically and just in general. And some of that I don't even know if you've made videos specifically on the Great Awakening, but I think it'd be awesome to get your perspective on it. So yeah, what do you think's happening right now? And
yeah, so what I think is that the type of people that follow your channel, my channel, yours channel, people who are gravitating toward that type of content have been processing and ascending and going through their own awakening for some time now.
Yeah.
And it's not news to any of you guys if you're watching your channel. What I think we're seeing now is that the collective as a unit, humanity, is beginning its process right now. And the fact that there's been so many of us already doing the work, even if we still feel unbalanced in our own life, and we are still growing and being pushed and stretched into higher versions of ourselves, we have a semblance of familiarity and therefore almost an aura of calm and peace amidst this storm. And I think we're balancing out the collective. So I think we're seeing that a lot, and that's what I think that
stuff is happening.
The global shutdown, I see that as just literally just like physicalized manifestations of the greater awakening unfolding. But what I think is happening also, something I haven't talked about on my channel, in fact I asked Aaron if I can get a little esoteric with you guys, and he said, do it, man.
Absolutely.
So what I really think is happening is that our souls have been going through you know, quite an extensive and lengthy journey. And I think what we're living in, like not just this like lifetime, but like now specifically, is a culmination point where there's this opportunity to really jump onto a brand new timeline where it's not just our own individual life in this lifetime, but our soul's journey has the potential to elevate itself to a completely new type of reality and existence, where we can really shed karma and learn the last lessons we need to as a soul to move on to a higher density, to a higher vibration. And right now, the choices we're making are going to become more and more solidified going forward. So it's very important at this time, I really encourage people to really examine who you want to be, what you want out of life, and really live from your heart. And that's going to allow you to gain an unprecedented amount of momentum into a brand new horizon, a new direction, just full of light and compassion, and you living at your potential. So there's a tremendous opportunity for the individual, and then we also get to stand by and watch humanity wake up and grow and come back into their heart. So
beautifully said. I agree. I think that in many lifetimes prior, we've not maybe had to reincarnate, but maybe we just weren't learning, like the karma was there and we kept coming back. I think in this lifetime we have the ability to kind of merge all of these different timelines together, and clear that karma, because we start living from our heart, so that then we can move on to that higher density, like you're saying.
So I think that's why so many people are feeling such an acceleration, so many lessons. We're growing so quickly, because I think it's like we're not only growing from this lifetime, we're growing from other lifetimes. Just clearing up the karma so we can go forward clean, you know, and free.
Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
I'm trying to think of there's one other thing I wanted to say. Oh, just in general, like one thing that him and I both have noticed in our lives is prior, there was like almost a third density way of going about stuff, like a third density way of going about business, where it's like we were learning marketing and like how to do different things, and we'd get certain results. But the thing that you and I are both learning now is actually letting go of outcome and following our hearts has been, and working less by being aligned, has worked even better than ever before.
Yeah,
we talking about that kind of last night, like
it's like you can get more done with less energy when what you're doing is acting from your inspiration. And therefore it's like it's an opportunity to finally like relax and get our health back and our clarity, because we don't need to control everything with our minds. Our heart and our intuition is louder, and it can just say like, hey, do this, and this little thing could be have a huge impact on your life, and then you get to chill out for a while until the next inspiration comes, and just sort of like let go into this river and let the course of life, the flow of life just carry you, and then we get to have time to kind of stop and smell the roses and enjoy each other and hang out. And
I've noticed a big difference in both mine and Victor's energy this last year, and that was kind of the main lesson that we both had, is like, let go. You don't have to put in as much hard and effort and do what everyone else is doing. Just do what is aligned with you. You know, Leeor lives like that as well. She just kind of does what she feels, and it always works out. So
it always works out.
If you find yourself like trying to do what everyone else is doing, or trying to like work really hard, you can just let go. That's the old 3D way of going about things. The way of going about it now is being aligned. What does it feel like? What is your intuitive guidance telling you?
Right.
And anytime we follow that, we tend to get amazing results. So
Yeah.
I want to thank you for sharing your Great Awakening perspective.
welcome.
I feel everything you're saying is right on. You'll see Victor Oddo's channel below. Go ahead and check his channel out as well. He makes content many times a week on very similar topics. So if you like my content, you're going to like his content. And other than that, let us know what you think below. Like and comment as well. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for coming on, brother.
You're welcome. Thank you, Aaron.
And
Peace, guys.
we'll talk to you later. Peace, much love, and namaste.